Hello everyone, this is Venugopal. Today in this session we are going to see a constants in C language. Like in the previous video, I have shown you what exactly mean by variables. Now, now it's time to see the constant, which is one of the important aspect of programming language. Okay, so let us see now what exactly mean by constants. So first of all, we will focus on the definition of constant. The name itself saying something remaining constant. Okay, so the definition is what it is: an entity which cannot change during program execution. Exactly opposite to your variable. There actually variable is what? It is an entity which can be changed during a program execution, but here it is an entity which cannot change during a program execution. It's called as what? Constant. So basically the constants are classified into two main categories. One is primary constants and a secondary constants. If you go for the classification of constants, there are two constants. So out of which we are going to focus on primary constants only. There are second one is our secondary constants. Secondary constants. Primary constants means like integer constant. Second is floating, or you can say that what real constant, and third one is character constant. Secondary constant means a little bit advanced, like array constants, structures, etc. We'll focus this all parts in later sections. So here we will focus on what integer, what exactly mean by integer constant, real constants, and character constants. So first of all, we will take a heading as a integer constant, to whom we will call as a integer constant. So there are some rules, or you can say if it follows the following rules, then we can say that the given constants are the integer constants. The first and most important thing whenever I am talking about integer constant, that means there must be at least one digit. Already we have seen digit means what? 0 to 9. I hope you remember. It was there in my first introductory for C language. Character set. Okay. Second is very important point is what? It it should not contain any decimal point. Decimal point. Decimal point means what? A dot in between the digits. Sorry, between the like this digits. Third thing is what? It can be positive number or it can be a negative integer. If you are not mentioning any signs, then by default it is positive. What is the fifth one? You cannot, oh, fine, this is understood, but still I'll write, you cannot give space between one integer constant. Sixth one, For every constant there has to be some range. So the range of integer constant is -32767, sorry, 8 to plus 32767 is the range. That means what? The variable which is declared as an integer, right? That integer can have the value in between -32768 to plus 32767. This is the range, right? And some of the examples we will see. For example, if I'll declare int, that is stands for integer. Suppose I am taking as a value, is a variable. Suppose I'm giving value equals to 100. Now you can tell me whether it is valid integer or not. See all the rules it is follows or not. At least it should have a one digit. We are having 3 digits. Second rule is what? It should not contain any decimal point. It is not having any decimal point. Third thing is what? It can be a positive or negative. That means what? Either you can give like this plus, or you can give like this. If you are not given any sign, that means what? The numbers are by default positive. So there is no need to give the sign, right? Then you cannot give a space between. This is the next one. You cannot give a space between the integer. That means what? You want to assign a 100 value, but if you are giving a space, that means these two are now not a single integer. These are both are now what? A different digits. So which is not allowed. Okay. So mind it well. You should not give any space in between that. And you check whether this is this number is in between this range. Of course, 100 is in between the range. So for example, if I'm trying to assign value equals to 10.5, is it a valid statement? Of course it is not valid, because here we have given the decimal point, which is not applicable here, right? This is what? This is valid statement. So like that. Second thing is what? If you are going to assign out of the range, for example, value equals to, you are going to assign like 40,000. Of course it is an integer, but this variable, this value has been declared as an integer, and we are having the integer ranges from this to this. So this 40,000 is not going to accommodate in this particular variable. We are having some data type modifiers, some variables that I will tell you how this bigger number can also be accommodated into the variables. For that purpose, we need to add some modifiers. We will see in some of my upcoming videos. So this is all about what? This is all about the integer constants. I hope you're understanding what exactly I mean by integer constants. Now second we will see, the second is the real constant. Now we'll see the rules for the real constant. Approximately, these are the steps. Some of the steps we require. Suppose I will take like this, and here for what? Real constants, I will just paste these rules. Some of the rules are common, so that is the why I've taken this one. Now real constant, basically real constant is also categorized two ways. One is floating constant, and second one is called as a exponential constant. Both the purpose are same, but only the representation would be different. So now let us check for the some of the rules for this real constants. Again, the first rule would be same. There must be at least one digit. It should have at least one digit. But the second condition, very important. It should contain. It must contain. I should say it must contain what? A decimal point. It must contain a decimal point, because it's a floating. Now again, it can be a positive or it can be a negative, but if you are not mentioning anything, then it is to be considered as a positive number. Now you cannot give any space in between floating real constants. You cannot give a space between real constants. And finally, the range of this floating, this integer, I'll say like real, or you can also say a float constant, is something, I think it's 1.2 e to the power minus 38 to 3.4 e to the power plus 38. The range is for, it is for same for a floating constant as well as exponential constant. Exponential constant is also same like your floating constant only. The main reason why we are using this exponential constant means to represent either too big number or too small number in some fraction, or you can say that in some reduced numbers, you can say minimum numbers, reduced numbers, fraction numbers. We are using this exponential number. So whenever I'm talking about this exponential number, these exponential numbers will be divided by separated by using a small e or capital E. For example, if I'll write like 1.2 e to the power 10, or else here also you can write like 3.4 and e to the power something 69, anything else. So with the number which is preceded to this small e is called as, I know everyone know, but still these are the basics, mantissa, and the numbers which is above after this e is called as what? Exponent. I'll make some drawing here. The part which is appeared before this small e is called as what? It's a mantissa. And the part which is come after the part e is called as what? Exponent. So this is the mantissa and this 69 is exponent. So these are basically, these numbers are represented whenever you want to represent a number, a big number into this decimal format, or a small number, very small number into this decimal part, then we are going to use this exponential number. And finally, the last constant that we are going to see is, it's a character constant. Character constant. If you remember carefully in my first video, whenever when I taught the character set, okay, what is the definition of character set? Then it's the definition of character set is what is the collection of alphabets, digits, and special symbol is called as a character set. But here, whenever I'm talking about single character constant, so it may be, whenever I will call it as a character constant, that means what? It may be alphabet or a digit or special symbol, but that should be represent in single inverted comma. The character constant can be anything. It may be an alphabet, it may be a digit, it may be a symbol, or it may be anything. But the condition is what? It must be enclosed within a single inverted comma. For example, if I want to say like, this is a single quotes, A, I can, sorry, S, it is a character. In single quotes, suppose I'm taking 8, it is a character. Single quotes, for example, any symbol like percent, these all are, I can call this as what now here, these are the characters, these are the character constant, these are not the number, digit, or something else. right? The moment you have enclosed this into the single inverted comma, it has become the character. And the very important thing is what? Always remember carefully, the length of character constant is 1. Character can hold only one character at a time. This is very important. So we'll see whenever we will come to the data types part, we will see practically this all constants as well. So that's it. In this lecture, we have covered what exactly mean by constants. Then we have seen the types of constant. Then we have focused on the primary constant first. Then we have seen what exactly mean by integer constant. Then we have seen what exactly mean by real constant. Real constants are categorized into two ways: floating constants and exponential constants. These are the rules of declaring the real constants. These are the rules we have seen for the integer constants, and the character constants means that also we have seen. I hope you got this point. And with this, we have covered this last part, second box, last part, that is constant. Then in the next, probably in the next video, I will tell you instructions means exactly what. And we also seen the first program of C programming. So until then, bye bye, keep watching. Thank you.